Imagine this, you're lying in bed tonight, drifting off to sleep, when suddenly your heart stops. Darkness swallows you whole, and for 16 minutes, you're gone, dead. What would you see? Where would your soul go? My name is Morgan, and I don't have to imagine it. I lived it. I died for 16 minutes, and what Jesus revealed to me on the other side will shake you to your core. Friends, you're not ready for what's coming, and it's closer than you think. The world is slipping into a trap so subtle, so seductive, that millions won't even notice until it's too late. But here's the good news. You don't have to be one of them. Stay with me in this video because I'm about to share a sacred truth that could save your soul. A truth so urgent, so powerful, that you'll wish you'd heard it sooner. Now, before we dive in, let me say something real quick. You're watching Blessed Horizons, and I've noticed something crazy. Tons of you love these videos, but haven't hit that subscribe button yet. Come on. Friends, don't miss out. Click subscribe right now and join this journey. Every week we're uncovering revelations that the world tries to hide. You don't want to sleep on this, trust me, your spirit can't afford it. So, let's get started. What I saw when I crossed over wasn't just a vision, it was a warning, and it begins with a question. Are you truly awake, or are you already frozen in the ice of this world? Picture this, my friends. One moment, I'm lying in my bed, the weight of the day pulling me into sleep, and the next, I'm gone. Not just asleep, but gone. My heart stopped, and in that instant, I felt myself slipping away. It wasn't painful, it wasn't scary, it was like being carried on a gentle wave. Suddenly, I was above my own body, looking down at myself lying there, still as stone. The moonlight painted my room in silver, and I could hear the faint hum of the world below, but I wasn't part of it anymore. Then came the light, not from the window, not from a lamp, but from somewhere beyond. It grew brighter, warmer, pulling me like a magnet, and in that moment I knew I was crossing over. But here's the sacred truth I want you to hold on to. Death isn't the end, it's a doorway, and what's on the other side depends on what you carry in your soul right now. This isn't just my story, it's yours too. Think about it. How often do you feel weighed down by life, drifting through your days like you're half asleep? Jesus said in John 10:10, I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full. But so many of us are living half lives, numb to the spirit, letting the noise of this world drown out his voice. When I floated above my body, I felt a peace I'd never known, a peace that comes from letting go of the temporary and reaching for the eternal. You can feel that too, right here, right now. Try this. Tonight, before you sleep, take 5 minutes, sit still, breathe deep, and whisper, Lord, show me your light. It's not about dying, it's about waking up. Because, friends, when that light pulled me, it wasn't just showing me the other side, it was revealing what we're all being called to see. So there I was, friends, drifting upward through layers of light and shadow, time bending around me like a dream I couldn't grasp. And then I arrived, not at some pearly gate with a guest list, no, but in a place so vast, so alive, that every breath felt like drinking in pure love. The light wasn't harsh, it was soft, golden, wrapping around me like a warm embrace. And ahead, I saw him, Jesus, tall, radiant, his white robe glowing with a peace that hit me like a tidal wave. I couldn't see his face clearly at first, but those eyes, deep, endless blue, locked onto mine. I felt like he could see every corner of my soul, every stumble, every secret, and yet there was no shame, only love. He stepped closer and said, Morgan, don't be afraid. His voice wasn't loud, but it filled everything, like thunder wrapped in a whisper. I was trembling, not from fear, but from awe. Here was the King of Kings, and he knew my name. Now, let's bring this home for you. You might be thinking, Morgan, I'm not floating in some heavenly vision. I'm just trying to get through traffic and pay my bills. Fair enough. We've all got our daily grind. But listen to this. In Matthew 11:28, Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." That's not just a nice quote for a coffee mug, it's a lifeline. When I stood before him, I realized something. He's not waiting for us to die to meet us. He's here now, offering that same peace. Feeling overwhelmed? Try this. Pause today, even for a minute. Close your eyes and say, "Jesus, I'm weary. Lift me." You don't need to die for 16 minutes to feel his presence. He's already reaching out. And what he showed me next? Oh, friends, it's a wake-up call we all need to hear. Suddenly, friends, the light around me shifted, like a curtain being pulled back on a stage I didn't know I was part of. Jesus took my hand, and in an instant we were somewhere else. I saw a vast, frozen wasteland, jagged peaks piercing the sky, snow stretching endlessly, and there, trapped in a prison of ice, was a plane. Its wings were locked in frost, windows fogged with the breath of the people inside. I could see them, huddled together, faces pale, eyes dull. They weren't screaming or fighting, they just sat there, clutching little glowing devices, tapping them like they held the answers. "What is this place?" I asked, my voice trembling. Jesus turned to me, his gaze steady. "This is the world," he said, "and it's freezing over." My heart sank. This wasn't just a plane, it was us, all of us, trapped, not by chains, but by something far more dangerous: comfort. Here's where it gets real, my friends. We're not so different from those passengers. How often do we cling to our own devices? Our phones, our routines, our distractions, thinking they'll save us from the coldness of life. Jesus warned us about this in Revelation 3:16. "So because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth." That's not a gentle nudge, it's a holy wake-up call. Those people in the plane weren't freezing because they were bad. They were freezing because they stopped moving toward him. Want to break the ice in your own life? Start small. Put down the phone for an hour today and pick up his word instead. Ask, "Lord, warm my heart." Because what Jesus showed me next wasn't just a warning, it was a glimpse of where this numbness is leading us all. As I stood there with Jesus, friends, the scene grew sharper, like a fog lifting from my eyes. I leaned closer to the plane, peering through the icy windows. Inside, those passengers weren't just cold, they were lost. Their hands gripped those glowing devices, screens pulsing with a faint red light, like tiny campfires in a blizzard. Some tapped furiously, others just stared, their faces blank as if the screens were whispering secrets only they could hear. "What's happening to them?" I asked. Jesus' voice was calm but heavy. "They've traded their souls for shadows," he said. "These tools promised warmth, convenience, safety, connection, but now they're the chains holding them down." I watched a woman shake her device, frustrated, then slump back with a sigh. It hit me. They didn't even know they were trapped. Now let's talk straight, because this isn't just some far-off vision, it's today. How many of us are glued to screens, chasing likes or scrolling for comfort when the real warmth is waiting in him? The Bible says in Colossians 3:2, "Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things." That's not a suggestion, it's a rescue plan. Those passengers weren't forced into that ice. They chose it, one tap at a time. You can break free, though. Try this. Next time you reach for your phone out of habit, pause. Say, "Lord, fill this moment instead." It's not about ditching technology, it's about who's in charge of your heart. Because, friends, what Jesus revealed next took this warning to a whole new level, and it's something you need to see too. Friends, as I gazed at that frozen plane, something shifted beneath the ice, something alive. Dark tendrils slithered under the surface, curling toward the passengers like fingers reaching from a nightmare. My stomach twisted. "What are those?" I whispered. Jesus stepped closer, his presence steady as a rock. "The enemy's whispers," he said. "He doesn't need swords or fire. He uses promises. Look." I saw a young man inside press his hand to the window. The shadows met his fingers, and his face softened into a strange, empty smile. He wasn't fighting, he was welcoming it. "They think it's help," Jesus said, "but it's a thief in the night stealing their freedom one choice at a time." The ice wasn't just cold, it was a living trap, and they were handing over the keys. This hits close to home, doesn't it? We've all felt that pull, the voice saying, "Just one more episode, or you deserve this shortcut." But here's the wisdom. 1 Peter 5:8 warns us, "Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy the devil prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. He's sneaky, friends, not a cartoon villain, but a salesman with a slick pitch. You can resist, though. Next time temptation creeps in, maybe it's anger, laziness, or that extra hour on your phone, stop and pray. Lord, guard my soul." It's like locking the door before the thief gets in. Because what Jesus showed me next wasn't just about shadows. It was about the light breaking through, and oh, it's worth sticking around for. Suddenly, friends, the air changed, like a storm breaking after a long silence. Jesus stepped toward that frozen plain, his hand raised, and the ice groaned under his power. Cracks spiderwebbed across the surface, loud as thunder, and those dark shadows shrank back like they'd seen the sun for the first time. Inside, a woman jolted awake, her eyes wide with something new, hope. She dropped her device, stood and cried out, "Help us!" Jesus turned to me, his voice gentle but firm. "Faith," he said, "even a mustard seed can shatter this prison." The ice split wider, and light, pure, radiant light, poured through, waking others. Not everyone, mind you. Some clutched their screens tighter, annoyed at the interruption, but a few opened their eyes. The plane trembled, lifting just a fraction, as if the cold was losing its grip. Here's the gold for you, my friends, that light is real, and it's yours to claim. Jesus promises in Matthew 17:20, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, "Move," and it will move. We're not talking superhero faith here, just a tiny spark. Feeling stuck in your own ice, maybe a bad habit or a heavy heart? Try this. Whisper a simple prayer today. Jesus, crack this open. I trust you. It's not magic. It's surrender. I've seen folks pray over coffee stains with more faith than that. And guess what? God moves. And what Jesus said next flipped everything I thought I knew. It's a truth we can't afford to miss. As the light broke through that icy prison, friends, Jesus turned to me, his eyes piercing yet kind. "Do you see it now?" he asked. I nodded, my heart racing. "It's not just about the plane, it's about trust." He smiled, a smile that held both sadness and hope. "Exactly. They've leaned on the world's promises until they've forgotten mine." The plane still hovered, half free, half trapped, some passengers awake, others drifting back to their screens. "This is coming soon," he said, "and it won't look like a trap. It'll look like progress, like peace, but it's a shadow dressed as light." Then he looked right into me. "Tell them, Morgan, tell them while they can still hear me." I felt a pull, like gravity calling me back, but his words burned in my soul. This wasn't just my story. It was a warning for us all. Now let's get practical, because this isn't just heavenly. Or drama, it's your life too. Ever notice how we trust everything but God sometimes? Phones for answers, news for truth, coffee for energy. Sound familiar? Yet Jesus says in John 14:6, "I am the way and the truth and the life." Not Google, not your boss. Him. Here's a challenge. Next time you're stressed, don't scroll, speak. Say, "Lord, guide me, I'm listening." It's like handing him the wheel instead of backseat driving your faith. I mean, if I can trust him after dying for 16 minutes, you can trust him over a tough Tuesday. And what he showed me about where this trap leads. Oh, friends, it's a revelation you'll want to stick around for. Back in my bed, friends, gasping for air after those 16 minutes, the world felt different, like I'd brought a piece of that vision with me. My chest burned, my heart pounded, but my eyes were wide open. And then I started seeing it, little cracks of that frozen trap forming right here. right now. News about implants for kids' lunch money, wristbands that glow, under your skin for convenience, people cheering for a better future. It's not sci-fi, it's today. I saw a mom at the park, smiling as her daughter begged for one of those gadgets. It's safe, they say. It's progress. But I remembered Jesus' words. It'll look like peace. My heart sank. Not because it's loud and scary, but because it's quiet, friendly, and oh so tempting. The ice is forming, and we're walking onto it with a grin. Here's the sacred nudge for you. This isn't about fear, it's about discernment. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." That's your compass, friends. Next time you hear about some shiny new system promising to fix life, pause. Ask, "Lord, is this yours or the world's?" It's not about being a conspiracy nut. Please, I'm not telling you to ditch your toaster, but about guarding your soul. Because what I saw next in that hospital room, staring at the ceiling, was a call to action we can't ignore, and it's coming straight for us. So there I was, friends, fresh out of the hospital, my body weak but my spirit on fire. I couldn't keep this to myself. Jesus told me to tell them, so I did. I started with my family, spilling out every detail, the light, the plane, the ice. My mom patted my hand, eyes soft. "Just rest, honey." My brother smirked. "You sure it wasn't the hospital food talking?" I laughed. Fair point, that. Stuff's rough, but I pressed on. At church, the pastor nodded politely, then asked, "You sure it wasn't a dream?" I said, "If dreams feel like that, I've been sleeping wrong my whole life." Some believed me right away, others called me crazy. But here's the thing, it didn't matter. Jesus didn't say everyone would listen, just that some would hear. And that's when I knew this wasn't about me. It was about waking up the ones who'd catch the spark. This is for you too, my friends. Ever tried sharing a truth and felt like you're shouting into the wind? You're not alone. Jesus said in Matthew 10:14, "If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust off your feet." Not everyone's ready, and that's okay. Your job's to plant the seed, not force the harvest. Next time you feel that nudge to speak, maybe about faith, maybe about this trap, go for it. Say, "Lord, give me courage," and share it anyway. Some will roll their eyes, sure, but others, they'll light up. And what I noticed next, watching the world around me, proved this warning's already in motion. Stick with me, because it's getting real. Weeks after I woke up, friends, the weight of what I'd seen hit me like a freight train. I was at a coffee shop scribbling notes when a man slid into the seat across from me. Sharp suit, sharper smile. "Heard about your story," he said, tossing a card on the table. No name, just a weird symbol, an eye in a triangle. "We're with the folks building the future," he went on, all charm and confidence. "This system? It's freedom. No poverty, no pain. You could help people see that." I stared at him. "Freedom, at what cost?" He shrugged, casual as you please. "Progress takes adjustment." My gut churned. This was it, the trap Jesus showed me, wearing a friendly face. "And if I say no?" His smile tightened. "Your choice, for now." He left, but his words lingered like a chill I couldn't shake. Let's get real, friends. This isn't just my fight, it's ours. Temptation doesn't always growl, sometimes it grins and offers you coffee. Jesus warned us in Matthew 4:8-9 about the enemy tempting with kingdoms and glory. Same game, new packaging. That man thought he was selling progress, but I saw the shadows behind his eyes. You can stand firm, though. Next time the world dangles something shiny, money, ease, approval, pray, "Lord, show me the truth behind this." It's like a spiritual flashlight. I turned him down, but what I saw next on the news made me realize this isn't some distant warning. It's knocking at our door. Days later, friends, I couldn't unsee it. The ice was spreading. Flipping through the news, I caught a story. Kids getting wrist implants for school lunches, parents beaming like it's a golden ticket. It's safe, convenient, the anchor chirped. Then a tech CEO grinned on screen, unveiling a chip to link your mind to the future. No kidding, he called it evolution. I froze. This wasn't some wild prophecy. It was happening, quiet, as a whisper. I walked outside and saw a line of folks at a kiosk, scanning glowing hands to pay for coffee. A little girl tugged her mom's sleeve. "Can I have one?" The mom laughed. "Sure, sweetie. It's the new normal." My heart raced. Jesus said it'd look like peace, and there it was, smiling, shiny, and sliding right into our lives. Here's the wisdom for you, friends. The enemy doesn't barge in. He knocks politely. Revelation 3:20 says, "Here I am, I stand at the door and knock." But the devil's got his own knock too, and it's sneaky. That chip, that scan, it's not forced, it's invited. You can spot it though. Next time you see something new and improved, promising to fix everything, take a breath and pray, "Lord, is this your door or his?" It's not about paranoia, I'm not tossing my microwave, but about keeping your eyes on him. Because what I felt next, watching that line grow, was a pull to shout louder. And it's a call we're all meant to answer. That night, friends, I sat in my room, the TV off, the silence thick. My mind replayed it all, the light, the ice, that man's offer, the kids in line. Part of me wanted to shrug it off, call it a weird coma dream and move on. But Jesus' voice echoed, "Tell them while they can still hear me." I grabbed a pen and started writing, every detail, every warning. Some would laugh, some would listen, but I couldn't stop. I thought of that woman in the plane, praying through the cracks, and the boy clutching his toy, eyes wide with faith. They didn't give up, and neither would I. The ice is creeping, the trap's tightening, but there's still time. Not much, but enough. I'd shout it from the rooftops if I had to, because this isn't just my burden, it's our wake-up call. Here's the heart of it, friends. You don't need to die for 16 minutes to hear him, you just need to choose him. James 1:22 says, "Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says." Faith isn't a feeling, it's a step. Feeling the world pull you. Act on it. Share a truth, pray with a friend, ditch a distraction. I mean, if I can scribble this after flatlining, you can nudge someone over a sandwich. It's not about being loud, it's about being faithful. And as I kept writing, staring at those pages, I realized something bigger was unfolding, a final plea we all need to grasp. Friends, I died for 16 minutes, and Jesus showed me a world freezing over, not with ice, but with choices. It's here, it's now, and it's up to us to break the cracks. With faith. So here's my question. What's one thing you'll do today to trust him over the world's whispers? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear your story, your spark. If this hit you, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Don't miss what's next, because these truths are too big to sleep on. Share this with someone who needs it. Let's wake them up together. For more, check out the video popping up now. It's another step on this journey. Thanks for being here, Blessed Horizons family. See you soon, and God bless.